Lancaster, Pennsylvania is best known for being home to the oldest Amish community in the U.S., but that's not all it's known for. From staying in a unique family-friendly Cartoon Network-themed hotel to sampling scoops of award-winning ice cream at the Turkey Hill Experience to much more, Lancaster, PA offers visitors of all ages an endless number of unique activities to participate in. Join Buchanan as we present the best things to do in Lancaster, PA. Bird in Hand. This quaint village will transport you back to simpler times. Shop for fresh, natural produce at the farmer's market or enjoy a relaxing, leisurely horse and buggy ride. If that doesn't pique your interest, you can always book a hot air balloon ride that'll give you an aerial view of the idyllic Amish countryside. If you work up an appetite, you can enjoy authentic Pennsylvania Dutch cooking at one of the community's various restaurants. For a sweet treat, be sure to sample the local favorite, shoofly pie. As far as lodging goes, you can book a night's stay at an 18th century inn or in a one-room Amish schoolhouse. To further flesh out your bird in hand experience, you can also take tours of Amish farms, participate in old-timey ice cream socials, or go for a wine tasting. Shop for antiques. Lancaster is a veritable treasure trove for those who love shopping for antique and vintage home furnishings, collectibles, clothing, and art. While you'll find dozens of antique vendors throughout the county, some of the best shops line the streets of the village of Adamstown, which is known for being the antiques capital of the U.S. You can find the Adamstown Antique Mile along State Route 272 in the northeastern corner of Lancaster County. Here, you'll find more than 5,000 antique dealers, with even more coming out when Adamstown hosts their regular Antiques Extravaganza weekends. One of the most popular destinations for antique hunters is Renninger's Antique Market. Here you'll find 500 or so vendors alone. Sight and Sound Theaters. If you're a person of faith, Lancaster's Sight and Sound Theaters brings the faith-strengthening stories of the Bible to life with spirited performances that include period-appropriate props and costumes, trained animals, dazzling special effects, and a world-renowned orchestra. This acclaimed 2,000-seat theater is actually the sister facility to a venue in Branson, Missouri. Shows travel between both sites, offering patrons an ever-changing lineup of entertainment to experience. Columbia. Columbia is one of the most visited destinations in Lancaster County. The town offers everything from museums to outdoor adventures and shopping. One of our favorite spots in Columbia is the Wrights Ferry Mansion, which was originally built to increase access to then newly developed areas along the Great Susquehanna River. Another excellent attraction in town is the National Watch and Clock Museum, which happens to be home to the world's largest collection of 19th century American-made watches and clocks. Lancaster Central Market. This historic public marketplace can be found in the heart of downtown Lancaster. In 1972, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places. The market first opened in 1899 and is considered one of the oldest municipally operated markets in the nation. It features Roman-inspired architecture mixed with a distinctly vintage vibe. As you stroll through the market, you'll be immersed in local culture. Best of all, it's free to visit. Amish Farm and House. Also known as the Amish Farm Museum, this is one of the most popular attractions in Lancaster. The site features an authentic Amish farmhouse, schoolhouse, and farmland, all of which can be explored during an Amish country tour. As you stroll through the museum, you'll learn about the Amish way of life. Outside, you can meet and feed a few farm animals. Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. One of the most fun and family-friendly ways to spend an evening in Lancaster is by having dinner at the Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Here you can catch a play or musical while enjoying a delicious taste of the regional cuisine. Unlike traditional theaters, guests sit at restaurant-style tables, allowing them to chow down while watching the show. Dishes like steak or squash ravioli are prominently featured, but be sure to save room for dessert. The triple chocolate cake is divine. Landis Valley Village and Farm Museum. If you're hoping to learn more about rural life in Lancaster, plan on visiting the Landis Valley Village and Farm Museum. This fantastic and informative attraction provides guests with an in-depth look at the history of the rural German community that this part of Pennsylvania was established by. On display, you'll see many artifacts and exhibits that shed light on the rich history of the region. Exhibits include wedding dress collections, pottery, farm equipment, and folk art. You'll also see historic buildings, such as old houses, schools, and other functional structures. For a change of pace, horse and buggy rides are also available. Goin' Bananas Family Fun Center. For those traveling with children, this is an attraction that will keep the little ones entertained for hours, while giving the grown-ups a chance for a breather. While this entertainment center has attractions suitable for visitors of all ages, it's especially aimed towards school-age children. The center features activities like laser tag, obstacle courses, bowling, and arcade games. There's also a small cafe if you work up an appetite. American Music Theater. This venue features concerts from virtually every genre of music, from country to R&B to rock. Broadway-esque performances and comedy shows are hosted here as well, so be sure to check out the schedule to see what's coming up. Old Country Store Quilts and Fabrics. This historic store in downtown Intercourse offers the finest locally made handmade quilts and craft goods. They provide excellent customer service and boast a vast collection of quilting fabric and sewing accessories, in addition to innovative kitchen aids, old-fashioned toys, and novelty wares. Little Country Store and Miniature Horse Farm. Located right outside of Strasburg, PA, this establishment is home to a gentle and friendly herd of ridiculously adorable miniature horses, who are more than inclined to let you pet them. Saddle and buggy rides are also available at an affordable price. The Little Country Store features a wide variety of handcrafted Amish goods, including framed prints, quilt pillows, birdhouses, and snacks. Old Windmill Farm. Here, guests can come out to experience what life was like on a working Amish farm. You can milk cows, feed calves and goats, as well as meet miniature bulls and chickens. Throughout the day, you can watch pot-bellied pigs perform. While that might not sound all that compelling, trust us when we say it's a sight to behold. Visitors can also tour a large garden while sampling its produce. Group rates are available, and you can book tours in advance online. Prussian Street Arcade. A visit to the Prussian Street Arcade in Mannheim, PA provides visitors with a unique boutique shopping experience. You can find everything from one-of-a-kind jewelry and crafts to vintage clothing, antiques, upcycled home goods, and specialty food items. There's something for everyone tucked away all under one roof. Covered bridges. If you enjoy learning about history and architecture, taking a tour of the many covered bridges in Lancaster County will give you a lot to think about. This region of the country is home to 25 covered bridges that were constructed during different periods in history. Some of the best preserved bridges date back to the 19th century. Self-guided driving tours of the county's covered bridges, facilitated by Discover Lancaster, will take you along 5 different routes. Wine tours. Lancaster County has a well-established winery community that can be explored via a self-guided tour. There are close to a dozen wineries to visit and sample their offerings. Each specializes in different varieties, but Mount Hope Estate and Winery in Mannheim seems to be the most popular. There you'll find a brewery, various seasonal festivals, and more. The Lancaster County Winery Trail is well regarded among visitors with its tastings and events, although you should be prepared to spend a bit of money. Business hours can also be rather limited, so plan ahead. James Buchanan's Wheatland. This attraction is housed at a federal-style mansion and several other buildings built on more than 150 acres. Wheatland is owned and operated these days by Lancaster History. It's open to the public for the express purpose of providing visitors with an eye-opening glimpse into the life and times of President James Buchanan. Guided tours are available, but due to limited capacity, you'll want to book in advance. Wheatland additionally hosts a wide variety of educational programs, academic talks, and public events throughout the seasons. While touring the mansion and its grounds, you'll see beautiful decor, furniture, and art dispersed across the property. Lancaster Science Factory. Travelers with children should check out this age-appropriate and enjoyable educational experience. The factory/museum hosts an array of STEM educational programs and workshops that rotate throughout the year. There are also several permanent hands-on exhibits, including acoustics and sound, mechanics and motion, and structural engineering. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever been to Lancaster, PA? If so, did we miss any of your favorites? And if not, do you think you'll get there? Let us know in the comments section below.